Hello students, video lecture 56. In this video lecture today we will discuss the eco chapter 3, that is money and credit. In this first we will have that what is money, then what were the methods used for transaction or exchange of things when there was no money in use, that is double coincidence of wants. Then modern forms of money, that today money is available in what all different forms. Next is deposits with banks and loan activities of the banks. So today in this video lecture we will discuss all about these things. So first article is, that is, what is money? Money is medium of exchange where people use it for exchanging things. Now come to another part, that what was the method used by people for exchange of goods and services when there was no money in use? That is commonly known as the barter system. And barter system involved some procedures, and the first procedure was, rather in some areas this procedure is still used, that is double coincidence of wants. Double coincidence of want means the two sellers and two buyers meet in a marketplace and both of them have to agree to sell their goods and buy their goods mutually. For example, farmer needs to buy shoes and shoe dealer wants wheat. So farmer is having wheat and shoe dealer is having shoe. So this farmer and that shoe dealer both have to meet. So farmer will give wheat and in return shoe dealer will give shoes. So this is what is it was a common process called double coincidence of wants. But there are a lot of problems with double coincidence of want. Problem number 1, that here this side farmer has to carry wheat in his bullock cart the whole day. That side shoe dealer has to take shoes whole day. And accidentally if they do not meet each other, in that case they have to come back. So a whole day taking large amount of wheat and many pair of shoes, it is a cumbersome situation, is cumbersome. So not necessary that double coincidence of want would have been completed in a day or two. This was the main problem. Another problem was the settlement of cost. Settlement of cost, the price of wheat and price of shoes. So both of them have to bargain and agree. So not necessary that both of them will agree to sell and buy their commodities at the prices set by them. So this is all about the double coincidence of wants or the barter system. In villages, remote areas, still this system is in practice, that people take grains, go to the shopkeeper and they bring vegetables and other some certain things, eatables, etc. So this is but it is now in a very at a very small scale, it is not at a large scale. Now come to the modern forms of money. Money has gone through different forms. The first one was the coins. And coins, historically we have coins from the Gupta period, then Mughal periods, then British period coins, then modern coins. So today modern form, now here we'll not discuss all ancient type of coins. We will discuss all modern forms of money. In modern forms of money, the first form is the currency. Currency includes paper notes and the latest system of coins. Coins you might be having in your pockets now, that rupee 1 coin, rupee 2 coin, 5 rupee coin, 10 rupee coin, and so on. Also you might be having currency notes in your bag, in your pocket, in your wallet, of rupees 5, of rupees 10, 20, 50, 100, 200, 500, 2000 denominations. So this is all the modern form of money. Now next question is very important question, that why should we accept rupee as medium of exchange? What is there in rupee? What is there? Why should we accept it? So there are three broad reasons for accepting rupee as a medium of exchange. The first logic is, in India, currency notes are issued by the Reserve Bank of India. No other institution is allowed to issue currency notes except rupee 1 note. Rupee 1 note is issued by the Finance Ministry. Other denomination notes are issued by Reserve Bank of India. Second reason for this is that as per law, no other individual or organization is allowed to issue currency. Moreover, the law legalized the use of rupee as a medium of exchange, and payments cannot be refused in settling transactions in India. And third logic behind it is that legally no one can refuse a payment made in rupee. Hence rupee is widely accepted as medium of exchange, and every denomination has a defined value. So there is no question of having the value of the currency notes. So this question is very important and is set in board exams many a time, that why should we accept, or why do we accept rupee as medium of exchange. Next form of modern currency is deposits with banks. Deposits with bank. Now before going to discuss all about, then what is a bank? Bank is a mediator between depositor and borrower. Depositor is a person who has extra money, so they deposit it into their bank accounts. They maintain their bank accounts. Bank manages all these bank accounts. Another person who is in need of money is called borrower. So he goes to bank, or she goes to bank and takes the money from bank. So this is what is a bank. So bank deposits are also called form of currency, because these deposits can be asked any time as a withdrawal, as and when we need. If you are having a bank account, so you can go to bank on working hours, you can go to bank and withdraw money. Nowadays other electronic methods are also there, then now you can go to bank ATM anytime and withdraw money with your ATM card, debit card, credit card or so. Then people deposit some money, so bank gives some rate of interest to them. It is also a kind of benefit of depositing money into the bank. Another form of money is the check. Check. What is a check? Check is a paper issued by an account holder mentioning some amount to pay the person whose name is written in the check, and bank is instructed by the check issuing person or authority to pay the mentioned amount to the bearer of the check. It is a check. So check is also, check avoids the carrying of cash in hand. So it avoids any kinds of loot, fraudulent or so. So these are some modern forms of money as on today. Now we have discussed that bank is a mediator. Bank is mediator. So how what is the interest of bank? Why do banks mediate between depositors and borrowers? Here are two different type of activities performed by bank. Now first one is with the depositor. To depositor, banks pay some rate of interest, and from the borrower, banks charge some rate of interest. So whatever rate of interest paid to the depositor is higher than the rate of interest charged from the borrower. Means rate of interest paid to the depositor is less. At present it is almost 4%, and rate of interest charged from the borrower is higher. That depends on loan amount, time period, many other factors are there. So it is almost 10 to 12%. So here rate of interest is greatly vary. So this difference in rate of interest paid to the depositor and charged from the borrower is the source of income of a bank, and bank use this money earned on different rate of interest on its maintenance, that is the salary of the workers, building maintenance, its security and other infrastructure. So that's all in this video lecture. Keep on watching. Thank you very much.